So I'm totally just going to cut to the chase. What I'm going to be talking about is depression. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not a comfortable conversation, not something people feel at ease talking about, but I'm going to be talking about it. And I'm no expert, but I've been dealing and struggling with this disease. Yes, it is a disease. You could call whatever you want, but I consider it a disease, a chemical disease that I've been struggling with for about 8 years, almost 8 years, and even though it feels like longer. And you know what? People that deal with this are survivors because there is no easy way of getting through this. Yes, there are medication, there is therapy you can take. The list goes on, working out, exercise, eating right, being healthy. But when it all comes down to it, there is a chemical imbalance in you that cannot be explained, and it sucks. As much as I wish I can tell people what is going on with their body, I can't, and I'm sorry. I wish I was an expert, but I'm not. Um, but I think anybody that deals with that is, God, my nose itches, is a survivor, which why I'm wearing a survivor necklace. And it's funny because people ask me all the time, "Oh, are you a breast cancer survivor?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And I just kind of shy away from the subject, and my screen keeps doing that. But I just shy away from the subject because I want to avoid it. But I feel like I'm a survivor. I've dealt with so much depression that I am surprised I'm alive right now, put it that way. I don't know how I made it this far. And for that, I feel that I'm a survivor. And anybody that is fighting through it right now, you know what? I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I applaud you for waking up every day and just breathing. Just breathing. I know the thoughts that go into your head are so painful, and the amount of heaviness right here that goes down, and I mean, it's, oh, it's awful, it's so bad, and I feel bad for anybody that has to deal with that. I mean, there are so many different types of depression. There's bipolar, which is extremely severe mood swings. You're either extremely high or extremely low, and manic kind of comes off of that. The extreme highs are being manic, like constantly just needing to do something, hyperactive and stuff like that. And then there's borderline personality disorder, which is extremely complicated. I have borderline personality disorder, and it's incredibly hard to deal with. But it can be worked through. Most people that get borderline personality disorder have worked through it. I mean, it's not easy, but it is possible. And then there's, just depression, which most of the population has, whether they're in denial or not. A lot of people have it. And I feel so bad at people that are in denial and don't want to get help for it, whether it's therapy or just medication. I mean, yes, God, I wish I didn't have to take medication. Oh my God, I wish, you have no idea how bad I wish I could just work through this crap by myself. I went through a year being in denial that I could work through it by myself. And, oh, it was bad. And, but you know what? It helps. It may not make you completely better, but it helps. It helps a lot. And you know what? I mean, I may not be 100% better. Trust me, I am not, but I'm a lot better than how I was before I was taking it. And I never want to be in that position ever again. It was horrible. And, Hmm. God. You know, it really sucks because I'm a writer. I don't know if I can technically classify myself as a writer because I'm not technically professional or anything, but I love to do it. It's how I channel my depression. I mean, for a while I didn't even realize that I was using writing as channeling it for, but writing short stories, uh, poetry. But I've been doing that since I was like 8, 9 years old, something like that, since my parents got divorced. And it just kind of grew on me. But I've had writer's block since like January. I mean, I've been trying to write, but it's been so hard. And it sucks because, well, this crap going on in my head, and I've been thinking about it all day today. Like, why can't I get myself to write? Like, why? And let me tell you, it finally came to me. And this is the writer in me talking, the poetic, emo, depressed person coming out. Now, this is what I think when I look at my computer and a notebook, just in general. You don't have any idea. The reality of a blank page can be cruel to a full mind. It's as if the paper is mocking me, yelling at me that no matter how many words I put down, I'll still feel as empty as that white blank page. And as I stare at it with pure hatred, the emptiness of that white blank page begins to scream at me. Fill me! But for some reason I can't figure out, all I can think of is I'm sure someone can either express or write my feelings better than I can, which that thought alone is ludicrous because nobody can write my feelings better than I can. I mean, that's just stupid. The fact that I have a grudge against an inanimate object and have let my self-esteem talk me out of writing my feelings down on paper is sad in itself. Really sad. I've slowly over time, and this is the depressed person in me talking, I've slowly over time taught myself how to trick not only the characters in my story, and when I mean story, I mean the reality I've created in my head of my life, and not only these characters, people, but also including myself, that I'm better. It's like I've gone in denial of what's really going on with me. And I've come to the point where I've convinced myself that reality is just a nightmare that I'm going to wake up from, and that my life is really a dream. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? I mean, I have convinced myself this. Convinced myself. That sounds mental. I mean, I'm not schizo or anything. I mean, I know it's real, but shit. For real? Ugh. And, I mean, this is the sad part. I would rather have chronic dreams of being shot repeatedly than have to look at myself in the mirror for more than 15 seconds. I mean, because I know no matter how many times I try to change my appearance, I can never hide from the person staring back at me in the mirror. And that scares me. Severely scares me. That it's come to this.